Let's watch my own content, that's allowed, right? Cuban condom pizza, that's a good one. On the 21st of February 2016, a legendary tweet was gifted upon the world. That of the Cuban condom pizza. In Cuba, they put condoms in the pizza. I wanna note, like, here, I paid someone on Fiverr to read this for me in like an anime girl voice, but it was fucking awful. It was terrible. She had 2 takes and they were both terrible, so I just did it myself. On the 21st of February 2016, a legendary tweet was gifted upon the world. That of the Cuban condom pizza. In Cuba, they put condoms in the pizza to imitate the texture of cheese because there's no f***ing cheese. LMAO, yes, Cuba is a utopia. Absolutely exquisite. Mesmerizing. Oh, that right there, my friends, is easily the greatest tweet of all time. Yes, even better than No by Drill, and so it merits a serious investigation. Join me now on this journey of discovery, this deep dive into the legend of the Cuban condom pizza. This is my best video. This is a non-partisan video, okay? Let's leave our personal opinions about Cuba at the door. I will undertake an objective analysis of the condom pizza with no bias. Just a pure, genuine, investigative report into a pizza with condoms on it. First, let's examine the logic behind it. What is it that may lead someone into thinking about making a Cuban condom pizza? Ah crap, I want to make a pizza, but there's no cheese anywhere. It's all gone. No cheese in the entire country. Well maybe we should make something else then. No, that is simply not possible. Humans need pizza to survive. I have no other choice than to make pizza. Well, maybe we could make pizza with no cheese then. That's a thing that some people do, I think. No, no way, that simply is not possible. Cheese is a core ingredient in pizza and our bodies know it. If the pizza had no cheese, they would recognize it and then we would die of pizza deficiency. Okay, so that is definitely 100% not true. But anyway, maybe we could like substitute the cheese with something else? Yes, you are a genius. Condoms! We have no other option here than to put condoms on the pizza to imitate the texture of cheese. Okay, that was not even close to what I had in mind. I was thinking like mashed potato or something like that. Actually, that is the dumbest idea I have ever heard in my life. Well, it sure beats dying, buddy. Look, I am gonna make a condom pizza because I want to live. And if you don't want any, well, that's fine. Just means more for me. It might at least have made a little tiny bit of sense if we were talking about people I love to eat the condom who were like starving with absolutely nothing to eat except condoms. You know, maybe that's a situation where someone might try one, but in this case, they have the ingredients for a pizza. They have a pizza base, they have tomato sauce, presumably they also have some toppings to put on it, and they put condoms on it? Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't really seem like something that anyone would genuinely think about doing, let alone actually do, unless the condoms were really, really delicious. So I actually went and looked it up, and it turns out that the myth was not created in that tweet. When I look at Streamlabs, it fucking freezes the video. May even have some sort of historical basis. Others were already talking about it years earlier, including on Twitter. This fella right here contributed to the 1001 Cuban Ways to Die hashtag back in 2012 with, "You asked for extra cheese on your pizza in Cuba and choked on the condom they used to simulate cheese." And there's plenty more. According to my tío, there's a shortage of condoms in Cuba because people use it as the cheese for pizza. I'm in shock. Burnt condom pizza is a specialty from Cuba. Did you know? In Cuba, when there's no cheese, they melt condoms and put it on pizza so people think it's cheese. Reading this book on Cuba and learn that people used to melt condoms onto pizza to pass it for cheese. Prophetic mask emoji. Pizza with a little cheese mixed with melted condoms. How do I know? I come from there. Hashtag socialism kills. And there's a lot of it outside of Twitter too. This blog post, for example, is titled "Cuban Socialism is a Condom Pizza." And it actually has a photo of an uncooked pizza with condoms on it. But said pizza also has lots of cheese on it. So I'm really confused here. I guess condoms can mimic the texture of cheese, but are also a worthy topping in their own right, even if you have real cheese? Curious. Cybercuba.com, a website run by Cuban immigrants to the USA, claims that people ate condoms on their pizza during the special period, an economic crisis in Cuba in the early 90s that lasted for about 5 years. There's even an article from The Economist that makes the same claim, though it calls it an implausible myth. So the special period, as it's called, was a time of great economic crisis and scarcity that hit Cuba in 1991. The USSR was Cuba's #1 trading and geopolitical partner, and well, then it collapsed. And due to Cold War antagonisms with the USA and its allies, along with the long-standing embargo, Cuba suddenly found itself isolated. While it thankfully never got so bad as to result in a famine, it was still an incredibly rough time, and most people had far less food than normal during it. It was at its most severe until about 1995, and by 2000 things had drastically improved, thanks largely to new trading relationships, economic diversification, and the revival of the tourist industry. During that period, people got very inventive with what they had available. For example, they jury-rigged buses out of semi-truck trailers and started growing food on every inch of available land, whether it was a little bit of dirt outside of their house or the soil at the local park. So, I am willing to accept the possibility that condom pizza is a myth that does actually originate from this period, because people really did have problems with food, and there's also other food-related myths from those times.
Oh god, I had Streamlabs up so it didn't play. I'm sorry. Fuck! Okay, I'm gonna go back. Here.
And it actually has a photo.
That's really annoying, that didn't happen before. I used to be able to like watch the video from Streamlabs. Now every time maybe I need to update or something, but now every time I do it, it fucking freezes. So, I need to look at my phone for the chat.
An uncooked pizza with condoms on it. But said pizza also has lots of cheese on it, so I'm really confused here. I guess condoms can mimic the texture of cheese,
we have to finish
but
the
are
video.
also a worthy topping in their own right, even if you have real cheese? Curious. Cybercuba.com, a website run by Cuban immigrants to the USA, claims that people ate condoms on their pizza during the special period, an economic crisis in Cuba in the early 90s that lasted for about 5 years. There's even an article from The Economist that makes the same claim, though it calls it an implausible myth. So the special period, as it's called, was a time of great economic crisis and scarcity that hit Cuba in 1991. The USSR was Cuba's #1 trading and geopolitical partner, and
look at that pizza that I photoshopped. Isn't that great? Even Russia had condom pizza delicacy, as you can see here. Thank you, Mr. Gorbachev.
well, then it collapsed. And due to Cold War antagonisms with the USA and its allies, along with the long-standing embargo, Cuba suddenly found itself isolated. While it thankfully never got so bad as to result in a famine, it was still an incredibly rough time, and most people had far less food than normal.
Wait. When it freezes for me, does it freeze for you too? I'm gonna check.
During it. It was at its most severe until about 1995, and by 2000 things had drastically improved, thanks largely to new trading relationships, economic diversification, and the revival of the tourist industry. During that period, people got very inventive with what they had available. For example, they jury-rigged buses out of semi-truck
Okay. I guess it freezes for you guys too, so I can't look at
and started growing food on every inch of available land, whether it was a little bit of dirt outside of their house or the soil at the local park. So,
this is wrong. This is a history lesson in the middle of a condom pizza video.
I am willing to accept the possibility that condom pizza is a myth that does actually originate from this period, because people really did have problems with food, and there's also other food-related myths from those times, such as people eating cats, for example, which is a whole lot more plausible than condom pizza. At least I would say. So, our legendary tweeter definitely heard about this from someone else, and then probably repeated it without really thinking about it too much, because, you know, if you're already inclined to believe anything negative that you hear about a country, maybe a condom pizza doesn't sound too far from reality. But still, that was back then, during an extraordinary economic crisis, not in 2016 when the tweet was made. And even during that period, I cannot imagine a situation where someone would put a condom on a pizza, rather than just like, you know, not putting a condom on a pizza. I think that is an objectively superior option, and I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna actually make a Cuban condom pizza myself, and I am gonna eat it. The classic gourmet Cuban delicacy. That's right, that short history lesson is about the extent of the actual useful information that this video is gonna have. It's all downhill from here. Alright folks, so here I am in the kitchen, all ready to make the gourmet Cuban condom pizza. I've got my condoms, the core ingredient. The tagline on them is "less is more," which is a lie, but whatever. And I've got my pizza base, which here in Argentina is aptly called a pre-pizza. Do you get it? If you don't get it, there's a problem, but you know, whatever. And luckily, it already has tomato sauce on it because there is no way that I am making a sauce to make a Cuban condom pizza. So yeah, we're all ready. We've got our key ingredients. Let's get going. Whatever the result is, it cannot be any worse than Jamie Oliver cooking Asian food. All right, so first things first, we obviously have to unpack our condoms. I'm gonna use 4 for this. I'm gonna save 2 of them for my wife's boyfriend, for when he comes over. As for the rest, this is a scientific experiment, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep 2 of them intact, and I'm gonna take the other 2 and chop them up really fine. It's really important that you chop your condoms up really finely for your Cuban condom pizza. I don't know how they make their Cuban condom pizza. Do they chop them up? Do they leave the condom intact? Who knows? So I'm gonna put half and half. 2 full condoms and 2 chopped up condoms. All right, so here we go, gonna chop my condoms. The condom is unchoppable. I don't have scissors.
The condom is unchoppable.
Be a problem. Okay, I figured it out. You can kind of do it that way, better than chopping, by like ripping them apart basically. Very interesting day that I'm having here. Man, the things I do for YouTube. This is an experience. I'll tell you that much. This is very interesting. Once in a lifetime sort of thing. I bet most people don't do this. I chopped up some condoms to put in a pizza once, but you didn't do that, plebeian. I'll tell you, this experience of trying to chop these up and rip them apart is really giving me a lot of respect for the effectiveness of condoms. These things are built to be tanks. I basically got all of the potential cheese off that condom. The only thing that's left is the ring. Efficient condom usage, I would say, is very useful in times of starvation, which is where the myth comes from. All right, so there we go. We have the chopped up condom part control group. Oh man. So I'm gonna put them on the pizza now. This is what I call gourmet condom pizza, dude. Gotta cover as much surface area as possible with your condom cheese. Very important. Now I just gotta do the other side, the control group I'll call it, as I am a scientist, as you can see. All right, my friends, so here we have the finished product that will be going into the oven. Very appetizing, isn't it? Damn, don't you just want a piece of that? That is what I call gourmet. Now it is time to preheat my oven from the 1970s in order to cook our gourmet delicacy. I almost burned myself to death, but it's okay. And then of course, once it's all heated up, go and plop in your condom pizza. Now we wait. All right, folks, here I am about 20 minutes later, and it is time for the moment of truth.
It tasted fantastic.
So, all right, let's now take a look at the piping hot Cuban condom pizza. Here it is, folks. Incredible, right? Damn, isn't that appetizing? Oh, it just fell down. Just the condom's fallen down. They don't seem to have melted. I don't know. What do you guys? Oh my God, it's just. Ugh.
The funniest part about this, by the way, was there were people in the comments, obviously from Miami, unironically arguing that I did it wrong, that my condom pizza technique was incorrect. But if you do it just right, the condom will melt correctly. Like unironically trying to defend this.
Interesting result.
Let's see if I can find them. Oh, here. This one. I'm not really sure what to think of this video. I'm having trouble resolving this with my experience talking to actual Cubans who lived there during this time. Like, I've never heard of a myth before, dude. The way my guide described it, he believed it was true in the sense that some desperate person in the 60s tried mashing a piece of tomato, put it on a bit of bread, and melted a condom on it. Yeah, I'm not sure that happened, my friend. How could you defend this unironically? It's absurd.
Isn't that absolutely incredible? How appetizing is that?
I used my entire transition budget on this video. I never had any more.
So yeah, now it is the actual moment of truth, which is me taking a slice and putting it in my mouth. Oh God. Here is the slice of incredible Cuban condom pizza that I will be putting into my mouth and definitely not swallowing. Here we go, folks. Bellissimo. Okay, so I definitely just finished eating that slice of pizza of, the classic Cuban condom pizza, just like Abuela used to make. I definitely did not spit it out off camera. I would not do that. I would not lie to you. And I can safely say with 100% certainty that that is not food, except maybe in England. I think it would pass for food there, but nowhere else. That was absolutely delicious. I definitely did not just degrade myself for YouTube clicks. Look, I don't know. Maybe in Cuba they have cheesier condoms? Or like no one can see, or has taste buds, or a sense of touch? Or maybe there's some magical step that I missed? Or maybe not. Maybe it's all bullshit. Actually, yes, it is. So anyway, the moral of this video is nothing, aside from maybe that some people will just believe anything about other countries, no matter how stupid it is. Goodbye. Thank you very much for watching.
There you go. BadEmpanada's best ever video revisited. Sadly, with only 27,000 views, 29,000 views. One of the saddest failures of all time. It's worse than the fall of the USSR, the failure of this video. Terrible.